Okay, this morning we're going to make fried dough, just like you get at the county fair. We start with 3 cups of flour, which we're going to put in our mixer. Into that we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. And we're going to add most of a third of a cup granulated sugar, but we're going to take a little bit of it, like a teaspoon, and put it in a cup of warm water. And that's because we're going to put the yeast in that water. It needs the sugar to grow. We're going to just turn that on for a minute to make sure those ingredients are mixed up. In the meantime, we're going to put 2 teaspoons of active yeast into our cup of water with the teaspoon of sugar in it. We're going to give that a quick stir. The water is warm. It's not hot. It's probably about 105 degrees. You don't want it to get over 115 or so because that temperature will kill the yeast. What we're going to do is we mix this good like that, and we let it sit a couple of minutes, and that's enough for that. Then we let the water and the yeast sit for about 5 minutes until we start to see it getting really quite foamy. And that shows us that the yeast is active and alive, and it's going to make our dough rise. Now it's only been a couple of minutes, but you can already see that the yeast is getting quite foamy. Okay, let's add our liquid to our flour at this point. We want to get all of the yeast that we can. And this is 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil. That oil was 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Speaking of oil, I oiled or greased up a large mixing bowl, and that's where the bread is going to sit and rise. We let this mix for 5 to 7 minutes until the dough is balling up around the dough hook and pulling away from the sides of the bowl. Actually starting to look pretty good already. This is actually the best I've seen this mixer make dough. Usually it gets sticky after a minute, and so far it is looking perfect. So it's starting to do that now. Okay, we're going to call that good. What we're going to do now is take the dough off the hook, just like that. Then we're going to take it out of the bowl. It just started sticking to the bowl. Now we've got it out of the bowl. And what we're going going to do is endeavor to make a ball out of it. And we're going to put it in the bowl, roll it around so it gets coated with oil. Because if we don't, it's going to stick to everything. And then we're just going to cover this bowl with a kitchen towel, and we're going to let it sit for between an hour and 2 hours until it just about doubles in size. Then at that point, it may be too early for me to actually use it, so I might refrigerate it for a while, but I'll be back when it's time to actually fry the dough. Okay, now the dough has been in the refrigerator pretty much overnight. So the first thing we're doing is laying it out so it can get to room temperature. And then I'm going to roll it to about 1/4 of an inch thick. The recipe actually called for 1/2 inch thick, and I did that, and I got pieces of dough that were about over an inch thick when they were fried, and they were kind of raw in the middle, but well done on the outside. So now I'm just rolling it to 1/4 of an inch, and maybe we need to give it a little coating of flour because it's kind of sticking to my rolling pin, and we can coat the rolling pin as well. I've had the oil heating for a while, so it's up to 350. And what we're going to do is we just take a little piece, about 1/4 of an inch thick, and just lay it in the hot oil. And be careful because the oil at 350 degrees will burn you in a fraction of a second. It'll float up. Cutting it with a pizza cutter because that seems to work pretty well. It's gonna cook for a few seconds, maybe a minute, and then we'll flip it over. It's fun to go to a fair and get fried dough and other stuff, but you can make it at home. You don't need to spend the money on fair tickets and driving to fairs. They aren't all that close together anymore. It used to be pretty much every town had some sort of fair every year. I don't think you can see that anymore. I like the way they bubble up. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I'm looking to see. But they're steaming. It isn't smoke, it's steam from the moisture in the dough. Now you can put a whole lot of different toppings on these. You can put like jam, I guess you could put chocolate sauce. You can certainly do melted butter, but I just like powdered sugar. Also, if you're a regular viewer, thank you. We had a really good year in 2024, which is about to come to an end. The year, not really good. And it's all because of you, the viewers. If you don't watch them, it doesn't make any sense to make them. Although I probably would. Okay, while the last one's cooking, let's give this a little bit of a taste test. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that fried dough. That is really good. I hope you make these. These are really good. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, check out this one.